skipping meals is an healthy option or not? Well, depends how you do it and why you do it. When skipping some meals can be useful? Well, probably when we want to lose some weight and we eat like in a balanced way, and we know that, and I mean, we don't feel hungry maybe, or we have something like we are in a rush, we're just skipping a meal. It's not the end of the world, will not change anything, you will eat less calories, and this maybe can help even your weight loss. This is the good point, but on this one there is a side effect. If you skip one meal, nothing will happen. Actually, in most cases, we will improve our metabolic flexibility because we will start to use some fats, because our body probably is not used to be like in a caloric deficit in most cases. But when is negative? Well, is negative if this will lead to bigger cravings. For example, the most common case, when we skip breakfast basically, and later on we eat too much, like we go to the coffee shop or we go in some supermarket, we start to eat much more food. Well, this is not helpful. If you don't feel hungry during the breakfast time and then you eat double in lunchtime, is not very helpful. Or it can be negative if you're voluntarily skipping the food in order to lose weight. But wait, you said the opposite 2 seconds ago. Yes, but there is a reason. If we don't feel hungry, that's good. If we skip voluntarily the meal, this can lead to some eating disorders because we start to develop a negative relationship with food. So we need to understand that not feeling hungry doesn't mean that we must eat. This is the point. Skipping because we want to lose weight instead is a totally different option and is not the best probably. And why I'm talking about this? Because in the previous video when I was talking about the 74 years old man, that by the way happened the same day of this video, basically I talked a lot, we talked a lot, and I was like spending too much time in the gym, and then I went to the supermarket, so I was kind of very late, and it happened that basically I thought like, okay, today I will skip a meal because this is my dinner time. I mean 3 p.m. my dinner time, but it's fine. But the point is that I was feeling even the downside, because lots of people would have like the negative side of it. So they would start to skip meals regularly, or they would just I don't know, starting to have like not healthy thoughts about the skipping meals. Maybe they would even recover later on, and I know that I will not recover. I know that I will not start to do this use regularly. I mean, it's not that bad if you do like for a caloric deficit to reduce one meal, but if you skip meals in order to lose weight not knowing what to do, yes, this is bad. And instead for me was like, okay, good, one meal less basically, so less calories today, bigger caloric deficit because I'm in a weight loss journey, you know. So even doing this regularly, for me would be fine, because I would just regulate my caloric intake depending on what I need, and doing like a correct weight loss. Because if you know what you do, and you know your caloric need, let's say, the amount of calories that you need, then it's totally different. Because yeah, we don't need to mandatory eat 3-4 meals a day, for example, not even 6. We can even eat just once a day and we'll be fine, because it doesn't matter if you take all the vitamins and minerals and all the things that you need, and you know what you need, of course, then it's different. But if you don't know it, don't do it. So how to understand if it's good or not for us? Well, if you know that you're eating too much because maybe you're gaining weight, well, you may think to skip like a meal, like, okay, maybe I will eat just a meal less, that's fine. Because then it's important to understand what happened after. Would you eat like in a proper way, like in a correct and normal way, or would you binge eat? For example, you will do some binge eating, some stuff like this. Maybe even that meal a week that is like a huge meal that you will overcompensate whatever you did during the week. This is the point, to understand how this affects your normal eating day. And then, in order to understand if it's right or not for you, let's try to understand, how do you feel skipping some meals? You feel too weak? Maybe the caloric amount is too low, for example. Maybe you're skipping too much. If you lose weight too quick, is not good at all. Not for your health, not for weight loss as well. So yeah. But you can try, definitely. You can try to skip a meal, and let's see how this affects your life, if it's good or not. Maybe even adding in the next meals more veggies in order to balance the amount of vitamins and minerals, for example. Because you know, so many people feel so good skipping like the breakfast or even the dinner, for example, and they feel amazingly. Especially the breakfast is very common, to be honest. So just try. Especially in this era, in this modern age where we're eating too much, way too much, and the overweight and obesity is rising up all over the world. Well, maybe skipping a meal is not that bad. So, can be like a useful strategy. But yes, it's a strategy. But at the same time, should not be like a negative thing, like skipping meals because you feel guilty of the quantity of food that you ate in the previous meal or the previous day, for example. This is not healthy, but for the mental health in this case especially. So the real question is, are you doing this in a strategic way in order to eat less calories for a reason, like because you know what you do, or because you feel guilty? This is the main point, probably. So skipping meals can be good, can be bad. Depends how do you see it and how do you manage it. And you, how do you manage it? Do you skip meals? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.